Hi, my name's Brian Graydon. I've been tattooing about 14 years. We opened Corpus maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. Myself and Steve Cross, my business partner. I guess I wanted to open a shop. I mean, I worked at a lot of other really nice shops. I guess this was that last little element of creative control, I suppose. You know, just to tweak that last thing, get that last bit. Not that, you know, I wasn't given a fair bit of freedom in the other shops I worked at. They were awesome places, like Wild at Heart and Chapel and Tattoo Connection were all really nice shops. But I guess this ultimately, yeah, just wanting that last little bit of, you know, creative control over the last thing, which is your work environment, I guess. So, yeah, it was I did do a formal apprenticeship at Wild at Heart. I was kind of pretty lucky there, working under Bernie, to get a little bit of some older stuff, which is probably you don't maybe get as easily now. Yeah, got to see some good things, I suppose, that I realise now we're quite lucky to see. I guess I wanted to tattoo. I was pretty young and just was always interested in tattoos, myself and a friend. I think I saw a National Geographic thing, that corny type of thing, you know, saw Japanese bodysuits, or it was Australian Geographic actually, and they had some Australian people with, you know, 80s Aussie tattooing, like really heavily tattooed. And it sort of piqued my interest, and then I guess, yeah, punk rock, 80s punk rock, everyone started getting tattooed, that whole classic kind of beginning, I think, for a lot of people of my generation. Just everyone started getting tattooed, and tattoos were cool, and you started sort of, you know, sneaking into tattoo shops and going to gigs and seeing everyone starting to get more and more heavily tattooed, and just one thing led to another, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I was self-taught. Before I became a tattooist, I, you know, used to do like punk rock flyers and, you know, a few album covers, that sort of stuff, a few t-shirts, so I had that sort of background before getting into tattooing. I mean, I was actually a nurse before I was a tattooist, so it was a bit of a side, art was a sort of, you know, the passion and sideline sort of thing, so yeah, that's what sort of kicked it off. I've been tattooing in Melbourne maybe 12 years now it would be. I actually moved down from Brisbane. I started tattooing in, I did my apprenticeship at Wild at Heart in Brisbane, and then moved here, yeah. So Melbourne's really been my kind of place for, my place of residence mainly, yeah. Corpus would definitely be a bit more of a custom boutique-y shop, I guess, because just, yeah, we deliberately got off the street. So, you know, we're very low-key in the way the place is set up, so people really do actively have to be seeking it out a bit, which is fine. I guess that's really what we're after. Not, I mean, we don't mind people, like, you know, street traffic and that sort of thing, but people are making a bit more of an effort to come here to get tattooed because, yeah, they've heard of the place, or their friends have been tattooed, or it's the word of mouth, or magazines, essentially, which bring people here, so, which is, I guess, what we're after. I mean, it is more satisfying, I guess, yeah, having that more custom clientele, but I really like that. I mean, I like the whole sort of spectrum of tattooing. Like, I like people coming in and choosing something off the wall, you know, I mean, when the situation's right, like that's, you know, I like seeing someone turning 18 and coming in and choosing some tattoo and getting it done. You know, I'll always love that. I think that's kind of pretty exciting. That's a bit of a ritual sort of aspect, you know, like, yeah, I think there'll always be a place for that. I say thanks to BME, and my name's Brian Graydon, and yeah, maybe you could check out corpus.com.au, and yeah, have a look. Cheers.